guys, it is Tanya and welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another speed build. Today I'm building a fairly small home. It's a 1-bedroom, 1-bathroom home, and I really wanted to go around the idea of sort of having an outdated home or a little bit of a fixer-upper, but not in the way that it's destroyed, just that there's dirty old carpets, there's some features in the house that are just not in style anymore, and the idea of fixing it up and bringing it into modern times over time. I thought that could be a fun idea, so that is what I'm doing here today. So the outside is a fairly simple shape, and then inside there is a very outdated kitchen, a small living space, a bedroom, and a single bathroom, and I had fun with carpets and tiles that we picked in this house. You'll see that all come together, but right now we're still working on the outside of this and trying to figure out what windows and doors to use. I end up using the windows and doors that are both from Get Famous in the end, but right now I'm messing around with the base game ones. But switching those out now and just really trying to figure out how to make such a simple shape of a home look a little bit more interesting, because I didn't think for the style of home I was going for, I wanted something overly complicated, but at the same time, I didn't want it just to be like a single box with one paint color on it. So tried to separate out sections with some columns and add, different wall textures in those areas, but working on some of the landscaping now. I wanted it to feel a little bit overgrown, but not messy. Like maybe the plants got bigger over time, so they're kind of clashing into each other, but they're not unkempt, if that makes sense. I've just been really into lately watching renovation videos on YouTube where people buy a house and then they fix up landscaping or change like the kitchens around and just kind of update homes. Granted, it's not this style of home, it's not like outdated like this. It's more so like mid-centuries in Palm Springs and like fancy houses and places for Airbnbs. But I thought it would be fun to just kind of have grungy old carpet, because when I was thinking of this idea, I immediately thought of the grungy carpet from City Living. So definitely needed to use that. Because like I said, I didn't want it to be a filthy house, but honestly, when you have a house for a really long time and it's carpeted and you don't get new carpet, after many years, it's gross. So I just wanted to incorporate that here. I was thinking that maybe this was somebody's first home they were moving into. It's, very outdated, but they brought in their furniture. So the things that are built in are a little bit outdated and interesting. And then the furniture they brought in is more modern day or their style. And so I had fun with that. I feel like this could be one that you could renovate over time. I don't imagine it would have huge renovations. I feel like maybe you would paint certain walls. Like there is a wood paneled wall in the living room and in the bedroom that is brown, but I could imagine to update it, you might paint it white. And then in the kitchen, the counters are kind of so you could probably spend a lot of money and get a full kitchen remodel if you wanted to. But the tiles and everything in the kitchen is kind of But I feel like the layout of it is kind of cute. This linoleum flooring, I've been wanting to use this forever. It feels super old to me. For a couple of reasons. One, three reasons. I don't like it. It looks old. It's yellow, and I feel like that looks really dated in that particular pattern. Two, it was in one of the apartments in City Living. It was the kitchen tile. It was the first apartment I ever played in when City Living came out, and I just associate it with kind of a cheaper, older place. And three, one of my grandparents' houses growing up, that was the tile in their kitchen, so I associate it with that age range and being a little bit older. Obviously, that's not necessarily what everyone's going to think of that tile. That's just my personal perception of it, as it's a tile I have specifically seen in real life, a linoleum I have seen in real life. So I thought it worked pretty nicely for this house. And the outside is brown and orange, which is an interesting color combo. I changed the color so many times out here because I really wanted those bright white accents. I wanted parts of the house to be like they were fine and weren't just really dark and dingy. I wanted it to look bright and clean except the colors and some of the fixtures and things in the home were a bit outdated. So you can see in the kitchen here, we are using the cheap fridge and stove. There's also the counters that are base game. And at this point, I hadn't 100% decided on who I wanted to live here. So some of the things I'm placing around that your Sims would have might not be the most modern day. They're still kind of old. So I have an old coffee maker and the thing right next to the stove with the spoons and spatulas and all of that in there. But I do switch that out a little bit later as I make that final decision on who I was thinking would live here. And we're about to make that here in a second. You can see I have like old curtains and an old couch and a thing to put the TV on. And then I make the decision. I was like, no, I'm going to go back to my original idea of somebody is grabbing this place and it's their first home. They got it for a good deal because it needs a lot of like cosmetic work to it. But for a first home, why not have this? And over time, you can update it and make it look nicer. That is that wood paneled wall I had mentioned, although I do really like the brown color. I feel like just slapping some white paint on there might make it look a little bit more updated. And I love the idea of doing that kind of thing in The Sims. I love watching those things. Does anyone else watch those either shows or ones on YouTube, just random people being like, we're going to renovate this house? And I don't know, gutting a kitchen or what have you. It's just so entertaining to me. And the idea of doing it in The Sims brings me a lot of joy. So I very much enjoyed this build. I hope you guys like it too. If you do and you'd like to download it, maybe renovate it yourself, it is available on the Sims 4 gallery. You can find it under my EA ID, which is Gryphi, Gryphi. You can also find it under the hashtag MissGryphi, and all of that information will be in the description down below. Also, it is just out of starter home budget at $24,566 million. So, I still feel like it's attainable as a first home. It's just a little bit out there, but that's because of the furnishings. So if you delete a couple things here and there and come in with the bare minimums, just the built-in stuff, you're definitely going to be able to afford this with a $20,000 simoleon budget. Just popping back into the kitchen now, I decided to change the tile in here. I had a base game one at first, but we're swapping it out for this swatch of the Parenthood tile. I thought it was a little bit funkier. I liked the colors. I thought they worked really well with the linoleum in the kitchen. So I wanted to change that out, and then adding an armchair over in this corner. Well, maybe some of the things that you have in your first home you might have gotten from a furniture store. You might also have some hand-me-downs, so I wanted to have one older style chair in there, but I don't think anything in particular I picked out for this home looks crazy expensive, except maybe the mirror in the bedroom. That Jungle Adventure mirror, I feel like that could be kind of expensive. But we're in the bathroom now. You have to go through the bedroom to get to it, but since it's only a one-bedroom house, I didn't think that was too big of a deal. I thought about doing an avocado toilet. I didn't do it in the end, but I definitely thought about it. If it was more of the color of the green on the walls, I probably would have done it, but it was too bright and it really clashed with everything else, so I decided against it in the end. But I do feel like this is the kind of home that would have like an avocado bathroom, or a pink bathroom, or something like that. Probably avocado, though. I think that would be a great feature of this home. But, I tried to add a little bit of personality in here and make it very dated. But I did add a little bath mat in here that doesn't really match anything else. I just imagine they bought one they thought was cute and they put it in here. Maybe someday they will renovate the bathroom and won't have to worry about it matching anymore. But anyway, do let me know if you guys like this sort of idea for a build, if this is the kind of thing that maybe in the future I do it one way and then I also do it fixed up all in one video. Is that something you'd like to see? Do let me know. Also, if you watch that style of video on YouTube of people renovating homes, I think it's very interesting to watch. So yeah. Anyway, we're coming to the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, make sure you give this video a big thumbs up. You can also subscribe to the channel if you have not already. And if you click that bell, it'll turn on notifications so you'll be notified of every single time I upload a new video. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you all soon. Bye, everybody.